to another edition of the Real Talk with Real People Podcast Network. This is Living Your Best Life with Karoline and AJ. Hey, AJ. Hello.
Hello, my dear. I'm running over trying to turn my headphones up so I can hear.
You're doing too much. Doing too much. All right, so we have a special...
Well, if your budget was better and we had an engineer.
I am the engineer.
Shots fired. Well, that's why the budget where it at.
Okay. Didn't I tell you that we're not gonna be having these fights over the air when we got guests?
Fights? These are love taps.
Okay, we ain't gonna.
You ain't caught a fight yet.
We ain't gonna be tapping while
if we had a fight, you would have seen 34.
Cut and let's start again. Okay, so this is the Real Talk with Real People Network, and this is Living Your Best Life with AJ and Karoline, and we have special guests tonight.
Woo!
I am happy to have my guests in the audience today, and so you know what that means, AJ?
No, what does it mean?
That means you're part of the special guest, so therefore I am doing the interviewing myself.
Well, y'all can turn this one off if I ain't on it. You know how that goes. Your boy is the one that bring the party to the party.
Yeah.
Keep it popping.
Yeah. Anyway, so our special guest today is Flip Da Skrip, the band. Woohoo!
Clap it up, y'all. Flippers.
Flip Skrip, baby.
Flippers in the house.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
Hey, Karoline.
Thank you. Here we go. All right, so no, this is really great. So I'm glad to have you guys here tonight. It took y'all long enough to sit with me.
Put that damn phone down. You don't need it. What you holding it for? This is a podcast. Somebody see you.
Bethea-Jones.
Go ahead.
You don't worry about what I'm doing with my phone.
We on the clock.
Here.
Let's go.
So it took a long time for y'all to get
Antagonism,
here.
that's my job.
So how y'all doing, first of all?
Doing great.
Doing well.
Great?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Can't complain. Doing great?
Good.
No complaints worth mentioning.
So let me help you because, as I said, my host is just slipping. We are Flip Da Skrip. We're a local band out of Essex County, and we need to introduce ourselves so folks can know who she's talking to. We're going to start it off in our flipper order so I can let the band know how we're going to do this. I am HFIC, head flipper in charge, AJ Sr., flipper number 1.
I am AJ Jr., affectionately known as Flipper MD, flipper number 2.
Jason Allen here. Trey Flips, aka Flipper number 3, affectionately known as Bass Flipper.
Bass.
Hey, everybody. Flipper number 4 here. I am Lady Shay, Tasha R. Williams. I did that all backwards.
Wow.
No matter how you do it, as long as they know who you are.
Hi, everyone. I'm Flipper number 5, Regine Riviere, also known as La Bella Flipper.
And last but not least,
Hi, my name is Anique Evans. I am Flipper number 6, and I am affectionately known as New Flipper. That's me.
now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
It's good to have you all here. So since this is an actual interview, I'm going to start this interview by asking how y'all got together. How did y'all get together? You want to start this head flipper?
Well, I'm going to give you the condensed version because it's a long story.
Exactly.
So the condensed version is basically, I always wanted to be in a band with my son. And we had played in a couple separate bands, and then we had band together. And then I looked at him and I said, man, we need to be a band. I said, but keys and drums ain't happening. And then we met this young man over here that y'all can't see on Radio Land, but he's to my immediate right, who you heard is known as Bass Flipper. And that gave us the third member. So we had the instrumental side of the band down, and we needed a vocalist. We had a dude we had first, correct? Didn't work out, thank God. And we ended up finding this young lady who came through us via you, Madam Interviewer, because you were doing your playwright stuff, and we tapped her after we saw her do a little singing in the play. But not because of that. It was because of the cast party when she came to the house, and that's how we got introduced to her. And that formed the nucleus of what started Flip Da Skrip. So we were that way from 2009 to 2014. And then we met the illustrious Miss Riviere. And then when Heather bounced in 2016, we met New. And that's the Cliff Notes version of Flip Da Skrip, how we formed.
Okay, great. And you guys are all local? You live in the area?
Local?
For
Yes.
sure.
Absolutely local.
That's true.
Local-ish.
Essex County strong.
That's
Okay.
right.
Everybody's
I'm actually Union
Union.
County.
Union.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
they
we're
dipped
the
on
union.
us.
Sorry.
They dipped on us, Junior. They bougie.
Just a little bit.
Still got love.
Bougetto.
Still got love.
Bougetto on the table.
Okay. But basically together in this area.
No,
It's 15 minutes
Yes.
away.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I'm trying to find little questions that I can ask you guys because I feel like I know you, but it's okay that I know you. I want the audience to get to know you. So
Show you right.
I'm trying to ask questions and do things that will bring y'all into the light here. So I'm going to ask y'all some questions. All right. So I think Head Flipper already pretty much said what inspired the band to start making music, right? So we're going to talk about the creative process, though. So how does the band create their music? Like, where? Where does the action happen? Where does this magic
Right
happen?
here.
Yeah.
But where is right here?
Right here in the basement. Right here in the
In
basement.
El Basement.
WALJ Production
Yes.
Incorporated Studios.
That's right.
He's an LLC.
Loco, crazy.
Precise.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I think as far as the music aspect is concerned,
Well, that's what I was gonna say. We're a cover band
Yeah,
technically, so the inspiration comes from listening first. I think that's where, especially the core, the music fellas, like we come from that heavy music background where we listen to a little bit of everything, and I think that when we found a common ground there, and then we found a vocalist with that same common ground, it was like, okay, maybe we could pull out some of these tunes.
Okay. Okay, that's a good segue into another question, as in who is your inspiration? So, because this is only because there's a age range in this band,
Yeah,
right?
they old as hell. Oh, thank God I'm so young.
So, inspiration is going to come from different
Sources,
places,
yeah.
different
Absolutely,
sources.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
so each of you, tell me what is your. Let's start with the youngest person
Oh
in
my
this
goodness.
band. What inspires you? Where does your inspiration? Where does your music range come from? What
Well-
are the artists that you like?
no, stand down, sir. Stand down.
I'm talking about
The true baby.
The true baby of the group here.
Sorry. I tried it.
I will
You did.
I will say I do very much feel like the baby of this family. Like there will be times where people will say jokes and they'll just go shoo right over my head, and I'll just be like, "Yeah, sure."
And I'm like, I'll explain it later.
Oh, I like when we call up a song and she be like, Shaka who?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to talk about, because clearly there's a wide range of music going on here, and like I don't know any of the young stuff, but I'm pretty sure that you have some favorites out there that maybe you bring to Head Flipper and he say, "And who is this person?" Because I don't know who this is.
that has happened a couple
Yeah.
times.
Show you right.
But but I think as I've just gotten to know everybody in the band more and gotten to know what AJ likes, I can sort of gauge like, okay, I really like this song. It might be by a newer artist, but it has the kind of vibe, that kind of blues, soul, funk thing that I know AJ is really into. So
She knows
those those are the kinds of things that I personally will bring. Sometimes, I can there are songs that I like that are older, I guess. For
What's olds are new?
well, that's why I use the quotations, because
2018.
quotations that you can't necessarily see because this is a podcast.
Right.
But just things that like I love my Mary J. Blige. I love Donna Summer. Like there's all these little pockets of things that like I don't necessarily get to hear on the radio all the time, but like,
Okay.
they'll do, say, a throwback, and I'll be like, that'd be a good song for the band. And
like that.
and those are the kinds of things that I'll bring. Like,
It's interesting how you said older music and then you said Mary J. Blige.
Right. Can you talk about that? Can we expound on that part? I
mean,
need to know. Hush.
The
hush.
woman has like a 20, 30 year career.
but
it could be older,
I mean,
I know,
Could
but
be.
I'm just saying, when she said, oh, sometimes I like older music.
like Mary J. Blige.
What, you thought she was gonna say Otis Redding?
No, not Otis Redding, but
I was thinking like Aretha
Aretha
Franklin.
Franklin.
She
you
sat
know,
down in summer.
So you know,
Right,
things
Gladys
from like
Knight, you know.
60s, 70s,
Right.
80s, early 90s. Like
Wow.
I do have a deep appreciation for all that stuff
Absolutely.
because I still grew up listening to that
Right,
sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
music all the time. And even though it may not always be like in the front of my mind or what I'm listening to in my car on the way to or from work, it's still stuff that I love, and you know,
Yeah.
and I know that it is something that will be appreciated here in this space.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
All
I
right,
think we try to appeal to the people we think would appreciate what we, you know. Whitney Houston is a huge fan of mine. Who doesn't
Yeah.
love Whitney Houston?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Bobby,
I'm
huge
a
fan of
huge
yours?
She's a fan of
I'm a
yours.
huge fan of hers. I'm sorry.
Of
God
course
bless
caught
you.
that.
I am a huge
Stop the
fan
cap.
of Whitney's.
Okay.
She's a big inspiration. Like
Okay.
she's probably my biggest vocal inspiration. But who doesn't
Oh,
love
okay.
a Whitney?
I like
Right.
that.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
You
Whitney
never
Houston.
told us that.
Yeah,
Well,
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I know we only do like one Whitney song.
I know.
we do
You
the
Listen,
mommy.
That's
yes.
the one.
We did Heartbreak Hotel one time.
Yeah.
We did
One
$1 Million
time.
Bill.
We did
Oh,
it
$1
out
Bill.
and
We
we
did the,
tried I'm Your Baby Tonight.
That's like
Yeah.
I can play that on the keys.
That's a lot of stuff we tried in the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I don't think we've tried a lot since the girls have joined the group. You know, it was hard to do it because there was a lot of background. But yeah, she's my she's my all-time favorite vocalist of
Okay.
all time. I mean, I love the classics too, the Arethas and the Patties, the Gladyses, the Shakas, the Mary J. Blige.
No shade thrown there.
No shade, but I don't let it out. But you know, we try to keep our musical inspiration wide range because we have a wide range of people, but still
Right.
true to our sound,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
is you know, blues, R&B, neo soul is kind of like our pocket.
Okay. What about you, Reggie?
Well, for me, what artists inspire me mostly? A lot have already been said, like Whitney and Chalkin, but because of my Caribbean background and sort of Canadian-ish history, I have a more eclectic range of things. So I love Celine. I call her cousin Celine, because like I grew up like sort of here in the States and in Canada, so she's always just been around, and I feel like all the Caribbean people love Celine Dion. And then there are artists like Emily and Michel from Haiti. There's Mireille Mathieu from, well, I know her from Canada, but I'm not sure if she's Canadian or if she's French. But just like French songs, Haitian songs that I grew up listening to, a lot of compas. That's the Haitian style. Yeah. So I've grown up listening to a lot of different varieties of music, and then also I have a boarding school life like you. So like we also
that's
have
the other thing too.
the
like
American taste is different
the amount
also.
of music we were exposed to, just the different genres going to a boarding school and being in a predominantly white environment. You learn a lot. Like you begin to really like the rock,
a lot of pop, a lot of rock,
a lot of the pop, right?
some emo stuff.
Yeah.
Like I really love Evanescence
Judy M,
and
right,
yeah, Dashboard Confessional,
yeah.
bands like that. Hoobastank,
Yeah, of
Linkin
course.
Park.
Yeah.
I like artists
Green
that
Day.
Green Day,
that
Paramore,
challenge
like
me
all of those.
vocally as that, and also give me songs that that touch me emotionally.
Okay.
So it's not just like that R&B love song. Sometimes there's like that angsty stuff, when you're away from home and you're really missing your family, that kind of stuff. It kind of
It manifests
helps you.
itself
Yeah, it
through.
manifests. It helps you
Yeah.
channel your
I get
emotions that way.
I get that. Now let's
Yeah.
let's let the fellas chime in. So Jay, what inspires you?
I'd like to say I come from a primarily like hip hop background as far as what I enjoy listening to. But as the youngest in my family, I grew up listening to like a lot of what everybody else was listening to. So it was no aux cord back then, but I wasn't able to control what was being played. So I would listen to a lot of stuff that whoever was babysitting me, or if my sister was dragging me around, whatever she was listening to. So I was exposed to a lot of the, 70s, 80s, boogie oogie oogie and some funk parliament stuff. And then as hip hop evolved and they started to sample a lot of those things, it just kind of refamiliarized me with a lot of the old stuff that I kind of grew up listening to. So I tend to like mostly hip hop type of, I guess, music, with some funkier stuff with that. And I'll listen. There's other things that grab my ear, but mostly my root is like hip hop and funky stuff.
AJ Junior.
Oh, Junior, man, this is like asking Picasso what kind of paint he like. You know, like I'm lucky, and I'm glad you brought up the sampling, because a lot of the times me and my father, we be in here doing hip hop, of course, because that is the music of my generation. But he would go, "Oh, you know that new Jay-Z song, huh? You like that song? Let me play the original." And so I have such a love for just the old sound. I think that's what is the difference. When you like music, you like the sound of certain eras. So, you know, being my mother, listen to all of your Motown stuff, all of that,
Of
like
course.
that 60s, 50s. That was a great inspiration.
I don't know about
But
50s, but you know.
Well, you know, some of them songs, you know. Well, I say 50s because I know some of that stuff from video games and other I was going to say that's the difference, where I feel like by the time I was coming up listening to music, music was everywhere. Video games, TV, commercials.
Yes.
So there's so many random songs that I have in my head, really. So I think that's like the secret sauce, where any song they come up, I'm like, oh, I kind of know that. I kind of heard that. I kind of got down with that. So, you know, besides the big obvious influences like J Dilla, Prince, and all of that, it's pretty much everything.
Speaking of Prince, I wanted to save head flipper AJ for last, because I know that he has a heavy Prince influence.
Ooh, God.
A heavy Prince influence.
Him?
It's news to me.
Yeah.
He really likes
That
Prince.
is news to
Really
me.
does.
Oh, I
Really
didn't know
does.
that.
Really does.
You should share that with the band.
Just to help you understand, if you want to take it to that next layer, because y'all only see it on the surface level. What's today's date?
August
7th.
When is
Seven.
Prince's birthday?
June 7th.
Damn, right on the 7th. This is perfect timing. See, even when he ain't here, he's here.
Oh, it's August
And today
7th.
I also just
not
dropped
the
my 12th Prince thoughts, and I talked about Purple Rain because it's the 40th anniversary of Purple Rain. The album was released, or should I say the soundtrack, in June, and the movie in July, and the tour kicked off in November, all in 1984. But Prince by far is the biggest influence in my life. Not just music stylist, his whole, the way he carried himself, the way he built Paisley Park. This is my version of Paisley Park, if you will. This is why I sit here in the space I'm in. But I was so happy that I grew up in the era I grew up in, because my elders in front of me played all that Motown, all that Stax. James Brown influenced me. That's deep inside of me. But when I heard Parliament Funkadelic, that everything stopped. I didn't hear nothing else. Parliament Funkadelic, when I heard the bottom and the drums in that, I was like, okay, I'm home. I'm home. So everything that I do is always informed from a funk background. But then I met guys like Chick Corea and Stanley Clark and Marcus Miller. So in my brain, I am a soulful funk R&B fusion drummer. That's what I think I am in my brain. So when you see us on the gig, and if I do something crazy, that's what's going on in my mind, because those are my influences.
Okay.
A lot of stuff, a lot of big mixing pot.
It is. All right, so
Show you right.
let's talk about when we talk about a band. So let's talk about collaboration right now. And I want you to think as a band, not as a single individual with your own individual ideas. As a band, who would you like to collaborate with artistically? Like, who? As a band.
What do you mean? Like we would collaborate with another artist?
Yeah.
Or
Well, another like.
I'm a cheat. I got to answer. Quincy Jones.
Okay.
Mint condition.
We get in the
Okay,
studio
mint
with him.
condition,
He
Quincy
can
Jones, mint
work us out
condition.
for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd have to
Those
have
some good
Marcus Miller
names.
on my team.
Okay, Marcus
I
Miller.
need Marcus to come in the door and throw down with the flippers. He would write a song for us, and we'd be like, bet.
All right, Jay. Who would be somebody that you would think that come in here to flip the script, and that would be your dream come true right now?
I think we do really well playing Bruno songs. And I would love to have him like in front of us.
I see.
That would just be
You took my answer.
I love
Gotcha.
it. I love it,
She
dog.
took my answer.
That would be dope.
Well, that's string solidarity right there. Guitar
Exactly.
and bass. Yeah, y'all was on the same page.
Okay. Regine, you have any?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, it would be nice to have a feel for like a male vocalist, just with like maybe a
duet.
or something like
that
for
would
like.
be nice. And who would you be thinking about doing a duet?
I mean, me.
JC,
For me-
Shazette.
Yes, from NSYNC, absolutely, because I love him. I love his voice. He's been my husband since 1992.
It's his voice she loves.
I love his voice.
Joint he had on that.
I can hear it. I don't know
Yeah.
the name of it.
It was on the
blown me up with her love.
What's that?
Blown me up with her love.
That's it.
Yeah.
Man.
I
Have to revisit-
love
we have
his
to visit
voice,
Maybe.
and he's not really doing stuff right now. He's just chilling, and enjoying his life, and I'm just like, I
Hit him up.
want him to
What
come
was
back.
that the male vocalist you were going to say?
Yes, that was the male vocalist I was gonna say,
Thank
but
you.
that's for me personally to
Yes.
duet with.
Of course.
But I mean, for
But duet like
but like
Like the
but
band
also
would
because
accompany
he
you though,
but
right?
like he the band
We
would
would-
accompany.
we
He
will give you some
produces
background.
exactly. He produces. He writes. So I feel like
The collab.
it would be like a
overall
full,
experience.
well-rounded collaboration.
Okay. Very, very good.
Like it.
All right, so let's talk performance right now. So I'm gonna ask, and I'm gonna need all of y'all to answer this. Okay. So what do you think? Well, first let's start here. What are your favorite and worst performances? So what do you think the band's favorite and then
You mean
worst
best?
performance?
What we feel our best performance
What
was?
do you think your best? What is your favorite performance, and what do you think
Our
the,
favorite or the
What's
best? 'Cause sometimes-
your favorite performance?
Well,
What is,
my favorite performance with the band was the February 28th in the Loft.
So
Okay.
packed.
Hands down.
Okay.
My favorite for several reasons.
And your favorite could have been your best. That could have been the best.
and well,
Okay.
maybe, perhaps.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, perhaps. Yeah.
Because
That's
sometimes
my
your favorite
though.
has a tendency to be the one that
Yeah.
you think that you did your best. But I'm giving you all a chance to answer that question.
I'll say my favorite was Gotham Hall.
The first one?
Yeah.
I think the first
Or the
one.
one with
because-
Lonnie?
I think the first one. I was going back and forth in my head. The first one because I think that's the first time we've heard ourselves like that,
Yeah.
and it was like, oh, we could sound good if we just had all of this, you know. So I think that always sticks out in my head for sure.
I love it.
Okay. I mean, only 2 people answered, right?
I would say it definitely wasn't the best, but one that always sticks out in my mind was Lobster Pub.
Oh,
Oh,
yes. 365.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because that was, I believe, my second gig ever, and AJ decided that he was going to pull out $1 Million Bill, which at the time I had never heard in my entire life.
Yeah, Junior, why you do that to her?
Hey, that was not my call.
All right.
She said, AJ.
I'm just the MD. That's it.
Not that AJ. I'm talking to you, sir. Senior, AJ Senior. And these 2 ladies were going left, right, up, down, and I was pointing in the wrong direction every single time.
East, west, north, south.
That sounds like the
Getting it
best of
in.
me.
But I will say, as frazzled as I was for that song in particular, understanding that was just the vibe and I was just gonna go with it, and I don't know any of these words I'm singing, but I'm just gonna dance and have a good time. And it just felt like it was nice to be in an environment where, like, even though I had no idea what I was doing, I was still having a fantastic time somehow. And that's something that I specifically remember was like, even while I feel like I am still making a fool of myself, I am still having so much fun doing it.
Oh.
And I feel like at the end of the day, that's kind of what you want to
Yeah.
100%.
have, is like, even if everything's not perfect, as long as you're having fun, the audience is having fun, everybody is having a good time, like,
Yeah.
that's why we do this.
Yeah.
100%.
That's a good answer. And I wish I had that answer like years ago when that same thing happened to me when we were singing the wrong words everywhere. I was like,
no.
what is happening? I was not so gracious. So anybody else?
I think I like the New York gigs, like the
Gotham.
Gotham and
What's
what
the
was
other
the other place?
spot?
Gustavino. What
Gustavino's.
Gustavino's.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like any gig where we're kind of just there, and people get the vibe to us, and then usually at the end of those gigs, somebody comes up to you and they say something to the band, just kind of off to the side, and say, "Hey, man, they might talk to all of us, they may talk to one of us, but they come up and really show their appreciation where." you think you're just kind of background noise, but
Right.
there's somebody in
someone
that
is
audience
listening.
that's really locked in
single
to
time.
everything you do.
Yeah.
And that feels good, just to kind of let you know that there are people who appreciate what you do instead of just you just
Yeah.
up there, for the
Flailing.
couple bucks and just
Especially
basically.
when it's the wait staff, because they see everybody.
Oh, the wait staff.
They not just seeing
and,
you,
and
they-
so
they
they
see
and they don't have no
everybody.
reason to lie
Yeah.
because they sitting there. They don't care if you stink or if you don't, or if you're
Yeah.
excellent. So they'll tell you like, "Hey, man, that was really good," or "I like you how you played this song and that song." And there's a couple times that stand out from over there where people were really just into. I think we did like there was a jazz song. Was it Maiden Voyage that we
Maiden
did
Voyage.
a certain way?
That was Gustavino's.
And they were just people were just like really really into it.
But that was like the wait staff down at the MI conference.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Princeton that one
Oh,
year. Like
yeah.
They put us up, too. They put us up.
They did.
Yeah, that was
They did,
it.
yeah.
Call us back, y'all. We still playing.
That was Ivy Clark, Stanley Clark's brother, allegedly.
Oh yeah.
What's up, Ivy? What's up?
Hook it up. Hook it up.
Yeah. Okay.
So for me, definitely the most impactful one that we did was in Teachers Village. On Halsey Street, the one that's
right.
before Anik came to join us, and
tell
this is
them
a
why
gig
it
that
was impactful.
Tasha was not able to make it, so I had to sing lead by myself.
And let me help
You
her
gotta
with this.
preface it. Yeah,
Yes,
you
let me
gotta
help her with
preface
this. So originally, they wanted the instrumental band. So the three of us was all set and ready to go. Then bring at the 11th hour. Can you bring a vocalist? No, she's not available. Okay, click. 2 hours later. Yeah, but we really want y'all to sing vocals. All right, let me see what I can do. Bring. Yo, Ray, what up? No. Yo, Ray, we need you. No. Ray, you got to take one. Okay. And
Pretty
I will
much.
say, one of the things I think that was wonderful about that was even though Lady Shay couldn't make the gig, what did she do? She came in here to coach you up for that gig because she came in here and said, sing it here because you sing in background. So
Yeah.
the funniest thing to me is I always thought I knew songs until I tried to sing them with you.
Exactly.
Okay, then I realized I don't really know these songs.
Yeah.
So the fact you sing in the background on certain songs, and she come in and she said, okay, you sing it here like this. And I'm going to tell you the song that did it for me that night. Do you remember what your favorite song is? Because I can tell you what my favorite song
The
was.
one that I believe I did well in was Sweet Dreams, the Eurythmics, Sweet
Okay.
Dreams.
We didn't even know that song.
Yeah. Oh, no,
we
but I was
did.
like on top of it.
So let me tell you what it was for me. It was Sunday morning.
Oh.
yeah.
You put
Okay.
your pinky toe in Sunday morning. Okay, you had a Eddie Murphy, Della Reese flashback.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Not my pinky.
Shot
Yes,
me in
she
my
did.
pinky toe.
Me and my pinky toe.
Because
my
the whole
whole
time
time.
you could see, and we just me and Junior pushing up, get out front, you know.
Yeah.
And that one you kind of felt it.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
not
when
her
it's stuff that I
pocket,
know.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But so that's one of the things I've always said I love about Ray is she's happy to be in the background.
Yep.
Yes.
This is, she knows where she fits and she's amazing at it. She's a harmony queen. She can find a harmony in any, and I'm not talking like an octave or whatever. Like she could find a third octave friggin' harmony to a song. Like
A
it's
diminished
amazing.
fifth.
She's amazing that way. And one of the things that's always kind of been prevalent in our friendship, I've known her for 11 years, we've been friends for 11 years, is me just always, first of all, stop. We'll throw it back to you. Is I'm always just trying to pour into her about just how incredibly talented she is. Like, she's just such a beautiful talent. And when you see people shine on stage, she's quick to diminish her shine. I'm
Yeah,
like, why
yeah.
are you doing that?
Yeah.
So even the first time I was like, hey, you want to sing Lead on Locked Out of Heaven? She was like, you do it so well. Like, just do it. And then just slowly, you kind of just, you got to push her out there.
Yeah, man.
And then eventually,
Yeah.
he would bring a song and she's like, I can do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can. Like, just, same thing with this one. Although I don't have to push her so much as kind of just get out of her way.
But
When
I
she's
like
ready
that.
to shine, she's like, I'm here, I'm ready.
Well, I'm just
Because
like,
Yeah.
hey,
what
hey,
you're talking
Tasha,
about is-
Tasha, can I do Sunday morning?
Yeah.
Right.
Can I do smooth?
All of us are like, this is we're floating in this thing, and we're all different weights, and we seek our level in this thing that we call Flip the Script. And let me just answer the question, just so I can tidy it up. I have two favorite gigs, and the Soul Pack gig was spectacular.
Yeah.
Just because of what you just said. Everybody got a chance to showcase who they were.
Yeah.
Solo, not solo by themselves, but what they brought to the band.
Spotlighted.
And they
Yeah.
got, that's the word I want to use, they got spotlighted.
Yeah.
So that the folks in the audience, instead of seeing as a collective, like, oh, that's what she really
Spotlit.
brings to the band.
Spotlighted.
That's what he brings.
Maybe.
So that was my
Call
favorite because
Miriam.
the sound and everything was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite gig, my hands down favorite gig, without question, was Cecil's.
Cecil.
Because when we landed
Forgetting
in
about
Cecil's,
yeah.
they
made
didn't
it.
think we could pack the house.
I remember.
Not only did we
that.
pack the house, they had to call Cecil at home. He had to come
had
get
to
out
come
of
in,
bed. He had to
yeah.
come start serving people.
Yeah.
So I highlight those two gigs because that's the dichotomy of Flip the Script. The Cecil's gigs, it was just the core four, the four of us together. The Sopak gig is who we are now.
Right.
So you get to see from where we were to what we became.
Right.
So that's the two gigs that really were the highlights for me.
Okay. Very good. Everybody had a chance to answer that, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, so
Yeah,
let's
I think everybody.
let's talk about audience right now. So how does the band handle disinterested or unruly audiences? Now, I don't think you've ever experienced an unruly
don't
audience
think
because
so.
I've been
Nah, not
to I've been
unruly.
to every single one of your shows, I think,
Right.
except for a couple, but I don't think you've had.
The closest is probably So Pack when they were.
Yeah, when they were
down.
feeling
and
a little
even
bit.
that we didn't hear about until after. the
Until
fact.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can answer it very
what
easily for you.
happened? I don't know if I heard
If they
about
paying
this.
and they unruly, you can be unruly, and we still gonna do what we do. If you're not paying, now we can have a different conversation. 'Cause I can come up the stage and I can whoop your ass. Okay.
No, there ain't gonna be none of that.
So yeah, band, y'all want to tell them how many times your
We
boy
don't-
y'all had to
we
hold
don't-
him back?
We don't listen.
All
we
right.
don't condone violence.
I'm
Up in
just
Flip
telling
the
you.
Script.
You come to a Flip the Script show, you know how to act. All right, listen, we work hard at our craft to try to
So
deliver
let
what
me-
we deliver.
let me rephrase
answer.
that.
No, I'll
Okay.
answer
Yeah.
for you. I think the beauty of a Flip the Script show is that we are not a typical band that you would come to see in terms of they're gonna sit down, they're gonna play some instruments, we're gonna be talking, there's just so much extra stuff where if you're disinterested, you don't want to be here. And that's not, that's on you. That ain't got nothing to do with us. So
Right.
I feel like
Yeah.
we kind of will, because I've seen it. I'm usually the one who's kind of behind and I can see everything. And I've seen the person come in and just sit there like, I don't want to be here. And then by the end of the night, they up dancing with everybody.
right,
So,
right.
you kind of,
I
we
think
will
that
it.
was like Bunnies the first time we went to Bunnies.
Yeah, it was a
Kinda-
little,
they
they was a
just-
little chatty and a
all of
little,
sudden you hear them
yeah.
get quiet and they're like,
Right.
Yeah.
So
They're
that,
throwing
so that
down.
actually kind of answers when I was going to rephrase it. I was going to say, how do you engage the audience when you see that they may not quite be into it in the moment?
Dance music.
Okay.
Anytime we want the audience to get
That
into
too.
it or we feel
It's a
like
cheat
it's
code,
lagging, it's
yeah.
a cheat. It is,
Yeah.
but it works. It's
How many
effective.
times have we had the 4 ballads ready to go?
Ready- and
After the
yeah.
first one, Head Flipper go, hey, hey, we going down to
to
number
the
5,
chorus.
man. Get that out of here. Yeah, you kind of feel the vibe.
That,
All
and
right.
One thing we're really good at, and I think Jay says this all the time. Jay says, people come to see us because of the vibe that we have. None of us individually are world class at what we do. I'm not the world class drummer. Neek's not the world class singer. Junior not the world class keyboardist.
Nope.
Jay ain't the. But you know what? You put us all together,
Right.
and something happens together. And I think people see that in us when we out there act. And so a lot of the shenanigans we be
Right.
pulling off,
It's the
'cause
tomfoolery.
we be having some shenanigans. The conversation we have on stage, like a lot of times when I cut up, if I record a show, I actually took one day and I cut up the reel and I just put all the commentary we had on the reel. It's ridiculous. Okay, we be having fun, and think of all the shows you go see. When you go see major artists, they're just great at what they do because they're great.
Right.
But in between, they talk to you and they have some. They just walk out, start performing, do all their songs, walk off. No, in between, there's something that goes on. It's the in between stuff because I think we do a very good job of understanding some of our shortfalls, so we know we have to truly engage that audience and pull them in. You
So
know?
they'll forgive us.
And
And
I think
I
we
sick the girls on them when I
I
know
was
we
gonna
have a
say
problem.
we
Go
have
get 'em,
cheat
girls.
codes, right?
Yes, we do.
The 3 fellas, we are so used to we're stuck. We're here. The greatest thing that we ever did as the band was our bass player went mobile. He got the wireless, and he said, I'm walking out there because it's the only way we could do some stuff. Once we got the girls, it's y'all can go and do that hard part of bringing people into the show, you know? And I also think, too, they come from acting backgrounds. That's a very strong thing you do if you do a lot of playwrights. You have to zone in and go, all right, front row, I'm going to get that dude. You're going to be my dog by the end of this play. So I think when you take those aspects, it's more than just sitting down and playing music. You know?
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I like to think too that we focus a little bit more on just the performance aspect of it, as opposed to, like you said, with the engaging. Heflibo, he'll have some
shirts
mugs,
or
some kind of giveaway
never heard of.
mugs or beads or something to get the people interested in kind of what's going on and us as a band. And I just think that just realizing, like you said, Heflibo, that this is a performance, and it's not just us getting up here and playing songs and then getting out of here. We're actually performing for you, and you could be somewhere else, but you chose to come here with us, and then we're gonna make it worth your while. So that kind of feels good for me.
Okay, good. I'm glad you said it that way, because I was thinking that my next question was going to be around the performance piece of it. So you guys don't see yourself as, especially with you ladies being into theater. So when you go on the stage, it is more of a, I'm going to entertain this group of people.
Absolutely.
It's not that I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to play.
Because we can do that here. We can do that here. We can just play
and
at
at this
home.
point, you have a phone where you can listen to the greatest of anybody ever play perfectly. So
at your
if
fingertips.
if you just coming for music, you ain't coming to see us, you know?
Right.
I think too, well, for me, one of the reasons why I enjoy being Lady Shay is Natasha.
That too. That
So
too.
Bella is not
Not
Regine.
Regine.
New is not Anik. So that allows us, that gives us a little bit of room to
Yes.
kind of explore what it is we want the audience to see.
Yes.
And kind of bring them in. I've been trying ever so slowly to bring in like synchronized choreography.
Yes.
You know, like little things.
No, we got the left, right, up, down.
We got that.
But
and,
when
know,
you do leave the door open, that's the most choreography y'all
well,
do.
that and Uptown Funk
Uptown
will do a
Funk.
little something.
Yeah,
something.
man.
But, you know, every now and then I'm like, just
that's
do what
cool.
I
Yeah.
do or watch what I do. Or if I can ever, because she's got like 11 jobs, but if I can ever get a free Anik over to the house, then we can, you know,
Absolutely.
but I would love to like make it a
Yeah,
lot
more of
more
a show.
performative.
Yes.
than
And you know what else,
And because
too?
now we have wireless mics and we can kind of walk around and really engage.
Show you
I
ready.
think what that also helps where you say, we are not musicians by trade.
Right.
So a lot of us, we want to have that fun. We don't want to get up there and be very like
Robotic.
we
Yeah.
want to have an experience because we trying to get some fun off too.
Listen,
you know?
I have an experience every time we play because I don't know what the drums sounded like at rehearsal or the last 5 show, because you know on the new show it ain't going to sound like it did.
course.
So every show is a new experience for your kid here.
All right.
One thing that I think is fun is, in Before I Let Go, sometimes you didn't tell us you were doing this the first time, but you went out into the audience and started
I
doing
started
the electric slide.
Yeah.
And that's something
Thank
that
God for Brother Eli.
everybody knows it.
I know, I
So
love
people
that.
can
I
get
love
up and
that so
obviously
much.
we can go behind her and help her out. But that's something that if you're out in the audience with a group of people, they can get up and they can start doing it.
When we did it at Pickett's. That was where we did it first.
Okay.
At Pickett's, and we went
Oh,
out
yes.
to the crowd.
Because, right,
Yes.
the little
The
tent
Maplewood.
there.
The little, yeah. But you know that reminds me of the gig we did, Seton Village, Seton Village,
Seton
the
Village.
food
The food
festival,
truck, yeah.
when
Yes.
they did the whole
Same
line
Oh, they
dance
had
and
their own.
everything.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, man.
I love
That was a whole vibe.
when the audience gets up, and I, as much as I can, I try to go out and engage. I mean, I've been doing my musical, so now I can dance and sing. But once upon a time, I had to dance or sing. So, you know, it's like I really love just being a part of that. And I love when they come out and we're all doing it. And I look back and I see him kind of vibing to it.
Oh,
and his
yeah.
eyes are closed and he's smiling. Like, I love that.
And you'll
It's
see
so
us. We be
immersive.
doing it with y'all.
You know?
We don't do all the steps, but we do it with you.
Yeah. The one time he snuck out from behind the keys
Oh, yeah,
when
that
we were
was-
at the
That was the
clock.
Cranford clock.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yes.
I was
Oh,
like,
that was the first
"Good."
time you got the
Yeah, man.
wireless mic
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, man. I heard the scream. You was like,
I was so, yeah.
because he came out
I
of
was
nowhere
not
on you.
expecting him to do that.
But let's be clear on that night. What was awesome about that, because we had did a show, and I said to my ladies, I said, nah, I got y'all wireless mics, and y'all still stood there. What's the problem?
Right.
And the next show
Yeah, I was like,
was the
"Alright."
Cranford clock, We hit Uptown Funk, and what happened?
We stepped out.
This one here,
Mm-hmm.
she was in front of me, and all of a sudden I looked
Yeah.
up, and all
And
you
she
hear me
was
say
gone.
was, "Honey."
Yes.
Ray G, what we say about her? Laid back, quiet. She took one look. She said, "Okay."
I was like, I guess
Well,
we gotta
it's
go
my
do
turn,
something.
too.
That was a
But
fun
you
gig.
verbalized
I
it.
guess
So
I gotta
you
do
said,
it.
Damn
Look
it.
at this. Now,
Uh-huh.
then I gotta go. So that was one of the. For me, that was like my moment where I was sitting back there, like, yes,
Yeah.
that's what I want. Yes,
And it's in the moment.
yes.
You know, it's
Because the
organic,
vibe
it's
was good with the
spontaneous,
people. Yeah.
Okay. Good answer. Because I think what I'm hearing here is that you want to bring back the old ways where bands performed as
Yeah.
opposed to just standing on the stage
Yes, ma'am.
And
playing
singing
some
and playing
Yeah.
instruments.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's connecting with the audience.
When
Connecting
anytime I
with the
thought
audience.
about being in a band, going back
Yeah.
to college, that was the experience I saw myself having. So yeah, this is what I want.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Okay, let's talk about a feedback question. This is going to be my last official question, and then we're just going to chit chat. Okay, so how open is the band to feedback and constructive criticism?
From who?
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
Well, it's also
that's
from
true.
who.
Who it's coming
You
from.
know, if you're a fan that we have seen at 4, 5, 6 shows, and you come up one show and you go, "Hey man, you know, it wasn't bad, but just maybe this one wasn't hit." I'm gonna take
Well,
that.
we've had
I'm gonna
that
take that.
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
because
happens.
you have to. It's,
Yeah.
it's proof. But if I don't think I ever seen you before, you just walk up to me, you hear one song, you go, "Yeah, y'all are trash." I'm not gonna take much merit to that.
First of all, who
Yeah.
is you?
Yeah. And also, if you come to junior, that's the response you get. I don't know about senior. I can't vouch for him. Okay,
Yeah,
I
but we've
can't.
also had
man.
people come up to us like, "Oh, we couldn't really hear
Mhm.
this,"
Yeah.
and there's like, things that we can make changes to
Yes.
in the moment.
Absolutely.
Audibly.
So audibly,
Audibly.
or
Yeah.
whatever. But when it's like after the show, and then it's oh, I didn't really feel that, or this wasn't really to my taste. This isn't the kind of music that I like. It's like, well, you didn't have to stay.
No. Yes, I had Robin's Nest.
Oh,
Remember Robin's Nest when
yeah,
Old
that
Boy
was
came up to us and was like,
probably-
"Don't do
yeah,
Michael."
Yeah.
I was like, what you mean don't do Michael? Why?
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
that was
Oh, I
a
wasn't
blues
there for that.
audience, and we were
Yes.
we
and
were the wrong
all-
flavor.
Yeah.
Now, if
And
you
that was
want to
okay.
ask
That
about
was,
a unruly or
St. Patrick's
something
Day.
like that
Yeah.
crowd, that was probably another close one where
Okay.
the audience just didn't come to hear us. That was what was it, like an open mic kind of thing? So
But Dean
people-
brought us
Dean
in.
brought
there.
us in on that.
So
But it was
you know,
really
all night they was
hardcore
hearing blues
blues.
all
Yeah.
night. That's the crowd, and then
then
we
we
go
come
up
in
and
with
play
pop,
Michael,
yeah.
and I get it. I understand it.
And that
you
was
know?
all right. But
Yeah.
it wasn't that they said we sucked.
Yes,
They
yes.
said they didn't like
They don't
the
wanna hear
music
that
choice.
music, yes.
That was okay. That was cool. Nah, nobody really
Nah,
came out and
nobody
nah.
said we suck.
No,
It-
no, he
it-
didn't say we
It was
sucked.
specifically
He
when we
just-
played Michael. Like when we hit
Yes.
Michael, they're like, "Oh boy, was done."
Right. So
Yeah.
And I
to
think
me,
that
I
changed
kinda-
the vibes
yeah.
of everybody.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I think for me that was like, okay, y'all can play what you want to play, but Michael just ain't your jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was kind of how that was the way I took it.
Okay.
So I was just like, okay, great, thanks, appreciate that,
And,
sir.
and let's be real, there is no tougher critic than your one sitting here, because I video, I record damn near everything we do, and if anybody has a chance to sit back and pick it apart, it's me. So if I see things, I'm going to definitely tell you. A couple times I have to let you sit and watch and see what we're doing. So to me, you need to self-critique yourself. You do it in everything else in your life, so why wouldn't you do it here also?
I mean,
know what
you do it live on stage sometimes.
I
you
do
know?
it live on stage sometimes.
Keys, tighten up. I don't know what you're doing
Hey, y'all,
over
get
there.
it together. Get it
You know?
together.
I ain't gonna bring it out here if this how y'all gonna be.
See, and also, so I'll go back. I
mean,
think just by default, probably my absolute favorite gig was the very first Flip Da
Oh,
Skrip.
God.
Coffee game.
Yes,
Yeah.
just because of so many things about that just were memorable. All of the moments, like that, it's those little things. And I think from that day, at least the four of us, we kind of knew we could do this thing
We got something.
if we really
Yep.
put our minds to it. You know.
It's like, just wait till Anik and Ray Jean show up. We're going to be all right.
Wait till we
Just
meet
wait.
these
Right.
people in the future.
We was missing the pieces and didn't know it. You know.
Watch.
Yeah.
All right. So if someone wanted to hire you out as a band, what would they have to do?
Pay us.
I think what are we starting at like
Man,
1.5 million? I think we're at 1.5.
Yeah, I mean,
right now.
I think we agreed to that.
With
More-
the NIL,
more or
with
less.
NIL,
With the
contracts,
contract,
yeah,
yeah,
the
with the
NIL.
sponsorships, you know, yeah.
Listen, at this point, honey, today is August 7th. We had a show scheduled for August 30th. And what happened?
It was canceled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not from anything that we've done.
No, no.
So if someone wants to hire us, it's super, super simple. Please have a venue. Okay. And not some, piece of venue. This place actually, once they redid what they did they actually made it nicer. The first time we played there, it was hot mess. Because they had us jammed up by the bar, people
In
going by,
between the
squeezing to go to the
ladies'
bathroom.
room. Yeah.
They're like, yo, you know this? Why you going by? Sing that verse. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yo, what you need? Yo, oh boy, we need a rum and coke. You know what I'm
Can
saying?
you reach over and get?
Yeah.
I was trying to not hit people with my
the
guitar as they
guitar.
were coming in and out.
So
yeah.
all we're saying first is have a venue, okay? Have a nice size venue. You can bring, we don't want 10 people. Have a place we can bring some people in, okay? You advertise, we advertise, okay? We would like to be compensated. We understand if the venue is not, highfalutin and making a bunch of money, we ain't in here trying to rip you off either. But hey, don't try to nickel and dime us either. You know what I mean? We got to lug all our gear. Let's have this symbiotic relationship because if it works, we can help you, you can help us, okay? And that's really what we're looking for. And if we can meet that criteria, that's really all it takes to get us out.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna open up the floor and just let you guys tell me what you want to tell me. So
So can I throw a question out?
yes, you can.
So this is the question I would throw to all of you. And I will answer it first. And the question is,
Asked and answered. Thank you.
yes, because this way you don't have to come back to me. What keeps you coming back to Flip the Script? For some of us, we're talking 15 years. You're talking 10 years. You're talking 8 years. That's a long time to be yoked up to other people when you can clearly do something else in your life. So what keeps you coming back? For me, I'm going to just say to you, first off, like I said, this is my Paisley Park. You see me sitting in here. This is my spot. This is where I do what I do. If you come in here, you know we're doing music. We're going to listen. We're going to play. We're going to do whatever we need to do. That's number one for me. And it's the fact that y'all are like-minded and the fact that y'all enjoy music similar to the way that I do. And once we get together to try to create that music, we actually do have a good time. I can look at each every one of you in the face, and I have no animosity to none of you. I know if I turn my back, other than Jay, no. I know if I turn my back, y'all got my back. Y'all ain't going to try to stab me in my back. So that's what it is for me. That's what keeps the bond going, and that's why I'm here with you.
All right, let me sneak in. First off, when did I start playing piano? Probably like 13, right? 12, 13, something like that.
Oh, no, man. I think we...
Well, I mean, seriously. So, okay, I'm 37. Let's say about 25 years of playing opposite you. I can't... That's a feeling. Like, you can't describe that. We're family, Like, we are family, too. Other Flip the Script members. But you are my literal family. So, that is a huge anchor point. It's just that comfortability. And then when it comes to the music side of it, I've been in a few other bands. I've been other places. I've gone around, and it's not comfortable at a lot of places. Like you might fit in better other places, but it's not comfortable because there's all sorts of other stuff going on. Where here it was always we just coming to put on a show. We not coming to be the best ever. We not coming to go on a 500 venue world tour. No, we just coming to play some jams.
We'd like to, but
yeah, like that. But that wasn't the goal. That wasn't
the
the pressure, So I think for that, it's so much easier to come into that. Even when we'll go 6, 7, 8 months and then come right back in, and it's
year.
the same feeling and all of that. So I think that's what keeps me here is that there's no pressure. There's no pressure to try to be something more than what we are.
Okay. I would have to agree with that. And I think for me, I'm like Tasha has mentioned, I have 17,000 jobs. And as also mentioned, I started out doing theater, and when you are working all sorts of crazy hours between many different things and sometimes commuting into the city at 2:00 in the morning, you know, you don't have 4 hours to put in Monday to Friday for rehearsals for shows anymore. And as much as I love that and I miss that, getting to express myself creatively through music, this is like one of the few places that I actually get to do that.
Yeah.
And I love that I still have that outlet. And even beyond that, you know, we only start playing like maybe an hour after, you know, I first get here. So for that first 45 minutes, sometimes an hour and a half, we're just shooting the shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that feels really nice just to have like a group of people that, you know, I don't get to see all the time, but just to get to check in with everybody, see how everybody's doing, get to hear story time with Tasha and what crazy hijinks are going on in her life. Like I love getting the chance to just connect with people and with people that I don't get to see all the time. So it's part of it is the creative, the music, but also just like the connection with people, with friends, with really close friends.
Like it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. Tasha, what
About
about
to
you?
cry. Miss Shay and them.
Gluttony keeps me going. No, no. I don't know. I really enjoy just being in the presence of these people. I just do. And we were laughing earlier about how this one over here is like, you know, oh no, that's a present from my daughter, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Like, it's just so weird to hear him refer to his wife, even when he and Chrissy first got married. Like, you know, like that was weird for me.
The girl that
The one from the show?
The one from the, right?
That's how we got it.
Yeah, like it's, you know, when this first started, he was a baby, like practically a baby, 21, 22 years old,
like
you know.
Damn.
And now
Like-
your daughter's that.
And now my daughter is literally like 6 days away from being 21,
Thank
and
God she got off the trunk.
she got out the trunk.
We even got her to sing.
We
Man.
did. Like, it's wild to me that we're celebrating 15 years in a week.
Yeah.
Like that is just
We're gonna
wild.
We're
to
gonna
me.
talk about that before we get off. We're gonna talk about the 15-year journey.
Yeah, because how many bands,
Yeah.
even professional bands, but
Yeah.
you know they get paid to be
Yes.
together.
Yeah.
How many marriages?
Right, that part. Like, it's just bananas to me that it's been 15 years and
Yeah.
I've been in this basement with y'all, and I'm just like, and I don't know, like, you know, I mean, listen, everybody annoys everybody, right? Like, at some point,
We
because
have
that's
to.
a family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that's
And some of us are better at it than others, and that's fine.
World champion here.
Over here, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to you, but I can say that because he's my head flipper. You
Yeah,
can't say
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like that. I don't know. It's just-
Well, I can say that, but you
yes, you got that.
She absolutely can
If
say
there's anybody
If
else in that
anyone's gonna
room
say
who
it, it's
can
gonna be
say
you.
it.
Right, we playing spades and
It's
somebody just put the
Caroline.
big joker out.
that part. She straight up just okay. Thought that ace of spade was good, but thanks.
cool.
You know what I mean? Though,
I
when
do,
say what
yes.
I say. So that's what keeps me coming back. It's the shenanigans.
Yeah,
Reggie?
yeah. Same thing for me. It's the camaraderie. Like Anik was saying, just coming down here and just shooting the breeze, talking, and just being in each other's company and fellowship, and before we even start playing music, and then also just having the opportunity to exercise our creativity and see how they come together. Because we all have different styles. Like I have like a more choral voice. We have musical theater voices. We have pop voices. So just see how we can incorporate all of that into what we do, and hearing the final product. And it's just
How well we
it's
mesh
really
it all.
how well we mesh. We bring it all together, and it's really cool.
And let me just add on Regine. The core four have been together for 15 years. But Regine almost at 15 years because she's always
I'm
first when it comes down to get together. So she getting that extra time
I'm
before
into
everybody else show up. So she damn near got 15 years, and just from the fact that she come in the door first.
Jay,
Yeah,
what
but I'm
about
at
you?
10.
Stay with the jokes.
I think I really enjoy, I guess, the fact that we're able to, like, I got into bass, honestly, I think it was like in between jobs and stuff, and I started taking classes down at Newark School of the Arts. It was really just to
Shout
kind of
out.
keep my, shout out to Newark School of the Arts. to keep my mind fresh. And we don't often think about this, but like the challenges of like learning new material and really figuring out, okay, what was this guy doing? Well, okay, he goes up, he goes down, he goes over, he comes back here, and then figuring that out, it's like a mental challenge for me, and I really enjoy it. And then I really enjoy when we all come together and everybody's kind of figured out all the elements of their particular part in a song, and it comes together, and then you have like, you're actually making memories for people. You have little kids who's might be their first outdoor event or something, or somebody's, not a wedding, but like, somebody's event that they're having, they're hosting, and for us to be somebody that they go back in the ride home and talk about, like, that feels good. Okay. And so I mean, selfishly, I kind of enjoy the feeling of being able to make people feel good with what we do.
Good.
Love it.
Good.
Love it.
Yeah. All right. So Tasha opened the door to the 15-year anniversary. And I want to say before, I'm going to let Head Flipper talk about the 15 years that this band has been together. But I have sat on the sidelines and I have watched this band
You
grow.
are the unofficial
Official
manager slash soundboard operator slash video operator. What you talking about? Okay.
Well, I
be that as it may.
Okay, be that as it.
That is neither here nor there.
That's
You're
not
right.
neither here nor there. But what is here or there is that I have watched this band grow into the band that you guys are right now, and I'm telling you, dude, it came a lot way. It came a long way.
You're supposed to.
And yes, I was very critical because I knew what everybody was trying to do. And so the type of person that I am, if you tell me that this is what you're going to do, my job is to get you there. So that's the job I played in this, Like this one goes, oh, well, I would really love to play the saxophone. What? That ain't nothing. Let me buy you a saxophone. I really would like to play at Caesar's. What? Let's make that happen. So I'm really the type of person in the band who likes to make things happen for the band. So if I see, okay, this is where y'all say y'all want to be, but y'all ain't there yet, so let's get to working. Okay, let's get there. But 15 years is a long time for a band to be together. And like Al says, for anybody to be together. So I want to say congratulations for the 15 years that you guys have been together. And I'm going to turn it over to Head Flipper. Because
really?
Yes, I am. Because even though he's part of the band, he's also part of my podcast, So I'm going to turn it over to AJ, and so that you can talk a little bit about the 15 years, because that's a very important milestone, and I want to give you an opportunity to really talk about it. Yeah.
Well, I would just, succinctly to say it, I wish the folks could see the view I have, because we have a Flipper Wall of Fame. And it shows the different pictures of the different incarnations of where we got. And if you look at the very middle picture, our illustrious lead singer paid out of her pocket to do a photo shoot. And that's the main picture we have in the middle. And that to me is the dichotomy of our growth. We started out as a 4-piece unit. And when we started, it was a one of.
Yeah.
We're going to do this gig. And, we did the gig. And we kind of looked at each other, and we were like, I think we should try this again. And it wasn't no premeditated that we were going to, make this thing last like this. We were going to do a couple gigs, tinker with the ingredients, if you will, and try to come up with it. And these ingredients just stuck. Okay? And the highlight for me was when Lady Shay fired her background singers.
Oh, yeah. We ain't even talk about the slack round.
She pulled the trump on us, and you're fired. And but it was for good cause, because what she really picked up very quick, for her to be a non-musician, she realized these fools really, really care a lot about this music. They don't give a damn about my vocals. She said, so in order for this thing to work the way I need it to work, they are fired, and let me go find somebody to sing behind me. I don't know if she necessarily set out to find girls, but you needed somebody to sing behind you. And when she got girls behind her to beef the sound up, that to me was the first turn of the band. That changed the sound of the band immediately. And it allowed me and Junior to be second row background singers. we don't have to be in the front row. We can be in the next row, and we just help beef the sound up. And so that was the wonderful journey that we were able to take from being a 4-piece. We were in a 5-piece. We had a horn for a minute. We had a different girl, and she left. We had a potential girl who never made it in, and we morphed into what we have now. And the fact that we have been able to, go to Sweet 16 parties for people, watch people buy houses, see people get married, you know what I mean? Introduce us to A.A. Ron, we have taken a journey that a lot of people can't take because they won't, I always say this about your friends. The reason your friends are your friends is because you put up with them shit that you won't put up with other people. And the fact that we can do that to allow each other to be ourselves allows us to keep this thing going. And quite frankly, that's how we lasted 15 years. We've been able to, laugh, cry, support, fall back when people need space and do that over those 15 years. But we never took our eye off the prize, and the prize has always been Flip Da Skrip. We've always kept that as the main thing.
I'm going to throw a caveat here because I think he's being modest right now, but it's also the fact that he kept his Paisley Park available. I think a lot of the problem with a lot of, like, especially me, I was in another band for like 8-9 years, something like that. And the biggest issue was that we did not have a space to be that band and to grow. And I think Head Flipper giving us this place where we know, we can come to the basement. To the point where it'll be a random day, no practice talked about, no nothing, and we'll get a text message picture because Bass Flipper came to come say what's up, and they was downstairs working out. Miss Shay came to come say something or whatever. Like, just those little things where we have that home base. That, I think that makes the big difference because you just feel comfortable. You feel home,
Right. Head Flipper's up to something.
Okay.
What you hear in the background is Head Flippering.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Always
yeah.
a surprise. There's
Okay.
never you if you're only listening and you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel yet. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but
Come on with the marketing. You come on now.
hey, I'm
You better pedal to the metal, that mother, honey.
I am HFIC Junior.
That part.
But
Yes,
we
yes,
are
yes.
we are getting ready to toast because this is a big accomplishment. I mean, how do you guys feel about 15 years? Like I said, I feel like it's 20 something because I live with this man. So, it was gonna happen regardless.
Right. I will have some OJ in mine as well, please. Thank you.
A mimosa.
All right.
A mimosa.
All right. So
A
at
mimosa.
this moment, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to toast 15 years of Flip Da Skrip, the band. So if you just bear with us for a second while he opens up the champagne bottle.
But while we're waiting, you guys
Yes.
can tell how you
While we are waiting.
Please share.
I
So,
don't
yeah.
remember. What was the question again?
Well,
There's
just how
a-
you feel about
15 years.
Just
Yeah.
being here
for you, it's not 15, but just the amount that you've been able to stay consistent with us.
Yeah, I just feel very lucky to be able to be in this. I've dabbled with a couple groups like in college and stuff, but I do appreciate that this is something that I can still do, and even when we take 6 months or a year off, knowing that AJ will send an email and be like, "Hey, we've got something going on in a few months. Let's put together a schedule." I'll be like, "Okay, let's do it." Yeah.
Right back in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I mean, it was still supposed to be just that one gig.
Was it?
It was
That's
supposed to
not
be,
how I
and then it just
remember it.
ended up being,
Yes, it was, yes. For Regine, it was only supposed to be the Highland Park gig, and that was, and at the
And then it
Highland
just
Park
kinda
gig
grew.
was when he sprung Gustavinos on us, and I turned to her and I was like, "Girl, you're coming," and she was like, "Hold on, mommy, can I go into the city on one day?"
Granted, I was working, and
her mother
it's
was
like
like, "You're gonna take
scheduling
care
and
of her,
everything
you're
that
gonna
really
look after her?"
needed to be like
So let me ask this question because I know the core four have been together for 15 years. So this is your celebration. How long have you been?
10.
10 for Regine, and for you,
Was it 2017?
Yeah.
Okay, so
7 years.
7 years.
7 years. Okay.
I can count.
That's still a long time, though.
Yeah.
To,
Yeah.
to be
Yeah,
attached to a band.
and I tend to get sick of things like very quickly. So the fact that I stayed here is really telling.
The fact that she was bullied into being
Yeah, pretty much.
No, but that's good though.
Yeah.
That shows family ties. All right, so we're almost ready to make this toast. He's passing out the champagne. So while AJ is passing out the champagne, I do want to say you are listening to the Real Talk with Real People podcast, and this is the podcast Living Your Best Life with Karoline and AJ, and I am your host, Karoline, and my co-host is AJ. And so if you would like to be on this podcast and you like to live your best life with Karoline and AJ, you know the routine. Send me an email and I will get in touch with you, and you can come down to the back cave, or no, I'm sorry, Paisley Park. I mean the basement, and and you can have a conversation with AJ and I, and you can live your best life, because we would love to have you. And I think we are ready to do our toast right now, so I'm gonna give the mic to AJ so he can toast up.
Listen, folks, as I told you, it takes a lot to stay together for all these years, and I definitely hope you appreciate the journey. It has been it's been more highs than it's ever been lows, and I cannot tell you how excited I get when I hear that back door open, and I know y'all coming in to come hang out with your boy, because I is retired now, so I need friends. So I just thank you. I honor you. I cherish each and every one of you. And I wish nothing but blessings upon blessings upon blessings and gigs.
For sure.
Here, here.
And if you'd like to hire Flip Da Skrip for one of your shows, one of your events, just hit me up. I am the unofficial manager, so I'll hook you up. Okay. So again, you've been listening to Living Your Best Life with Karoline and AJ.
One sip.
Have a great evening, folks.
Can we give a shout out to our lovely interviewer?
Oh, of course.
Our sound lady, our mama just she has,
And let's be honest, yes,
it in now,
there
aren't
would
you?
not be a Flip Da Skrip had it not been for Mama Caroline.
she has a hand in this.
Yes.
So we want to give you your flowers while you still upright.
Cheers to you.
Cheers. Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Although I had nothing to do with that. But
Well, no, that's not true, because if you had not cast me and Jay, well, maybe not Jay, because
and-
he was already part of the
Remember,
band.
when Homegirl
fell out,
you
had
believed in her and
you
said, okay,
did.
take
was
it.
Like, here, take this song. Remember?
no, that's true. That's
And
true.
if that hadn't happened, he wouldn't have seen me sing,
Yep.
and then I wouldn't have.
I wouldn't have been able to vouch, because I'm like, I worked with her. She's a singer. Yeah.
So no, you did good. If you were
Basically what I do and what I do everywhere, including in my own ministry, is that I take the talent that I see. You tell me what it is that you want to do. And then my talent is I give you everything you need to make you able to do what you do. So it's not taken away from anything. I just simply wanted to provide opportunities for everyone to do what they want to do.